and this is the 7.2 update for Mage. We're just going to hop right into this here. Arcane has been completely reworked. It now has both the mana conservation and the burn phase put into the spec. So when you get up to 4 stacks, it'll highlight that you can use Arcane Power. So you put down a rune, pop Arcane Power, and now you're in the mana burn phase. So it's going to have you spam all of your mana until you can't spend anything more. And the Arcane Barrage is showing up on the mana bar there now, just to let you know that you could cast it if you wanted to save your mana. But we'll go ahead and use Evocate, and we're going to get back right into the rotation. So now we're in the mana conservation phase, and just like before, it'll have you spend as much mana as possible, but I've set it up so that Arcane Barrage will appear around the 50% mark. It'll have you conserve mana around that mark as you enter it, so that you can keep a certain level of mana floating around, and so you don't waste it all and have enough to get into the next burn phase. Obviously, if you have more mastery, this is going to be easier for you to go, and you'll be able to extend it much further, but everything is working around percentages, so it should work dynamically. For fire, similar changes took place. Once you get your first heating up proc, you will be suggested to go ahead and pop combustion, start burning into the phase, and the rotation changes based on whether or not you are or not in combustion. So here we are in combustion, and it'll have you basically just alternate your instant abilities. Phoenix Flame is now part of the rotation, and as you can see, when it's flying through the air, Pyroblast will flash its opacity a little bit, letting you know that it is flying, and you should wait a second, depending on the distance from the boss. Other things that have changed are Scorch will now be the icon for Fireball will now change to Scorch when you are in combustion. You don't have other abilities you can use, and Dragon's Breath is now in the rotation as well, depending on your talent choices and your distance from the boss. You need to be a certain distance away for it to hit, so that's been put into the code, so you don't accidentally use it when you shouldn't. Frost has been changed in a few ways. Number one, I put a notification for when your pet is not summoned, so you can go ahead and see that on the left there, similar to the shadow form tracker for the Shadow Priest. But Ebon Bolt has been added to the rotation, the Meteor has been added to the rotation, and it will have you use your Flurry and Ice Lances a little bit more efficiently with better timing. Unfortunately, there's a few bugs with Frost right now on the current version of 7.2 in terms of how the server lag tolerance is set. So it makes it very difficult to do things with Frost and timing your abilities a little bit, but once that gets fixed, everything should just line up perfectly again. But yeah, Frost is now just set up basically with the most basic thing that was added was just Ebon Bolt's now part of the rotation, and the rotation's been adjusted around that. But yeah, I hope you guys like what you see. As always, there is now the tier tracker on the left, and also the spec toggles. Everything is now also using a meta icon, but this profile was updated based on your feedback, and feedback is critical. So please test it out. Let me know if you find any bugs so I can make any changes for the future. And yeah, I hope you guys like what you see, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.